The silence around the dead ship. The human warship Vigilant Dawn had been missing for 12 years. According to every known star map, it vanished during a routine patrol near the Perseus Rift. No distress signals. No escape pods. Just silence. Until today. The ship reappeared on scanners without warning, drifting slowly toward the border of the Zelkari Dominion, an alien empire that remembered the last time humanity crossed their territory. That memory still hurt. Commander Threx, leading the Dominion Recovery Squad, stared at the massive hologram of the derelict vessel, jaw tightening. Human warships were feared. Even dead ones. Power levels? He asked. 0, Commander, the technician replied. No life signs. No active systems. It's completely cold. Completely cold. That was the suspicious part. Human vessels of this class possessed self-repairing systems, autonomous reactors, and persistent AI guardians, none of which should ever be truly off. Even if abandoned, the ship should have shown ghost energy signatures, automated defenses, something. Instead, it drifted like a corpse. Threx's team launched boarding pods. As they neared the hull, the soldiers saw the scars. Deep gouges in the plating, melted metal, long claw-like marks that matched no known weapon. Something had torn at this ship from the outside, and won. The boarding clamps attached with a hollow thud. Seal confirmed, Threx said. Masks on. We enter in 5. The soldiers checked their rifles, their armor, and their oxygen lines. No one spoke. The dread was a living thing in the pod, pressing down, whispering that this mission should have been given to someone else. The airlock hissed open. A choking cloud of red fog leaked out. Lights inside flickered weakly, like the heartbeat of something dying but not dead enough. Shadows danced across the walls, long, thin, and moving without sound. Threx stepped inside first. Immediately the temperature dropped. Frost clung to metal surfaces, and their footsteps echoed far too loudly. The warship felt empty, yet watched. Commander, whispered one soldier. Where are the bodies? 12 years. There should be skeletons. Threx didn't answer, because he saw it first. A human helmet lying on the floor, crushed inward from the inside. The red emergency lights flickered again. Something shifted deeper in the corridor. Not metal, not machinery. The echoes in the dark. The deeper the squad moved into the Vigilant Dawn, the more the ship felt wrong, alive in ways no derelict structure should be. Metal groaned overhead, not from stress but from movement. Frost traced patterns on the walls like veins, and every 20 meters the emergency lights pulsed in a heartbeat rhythm, as if something was syncing the ship's dying systems to its own breathing. Threx scanned the corridor ahead. Nothing on sensors, nothing alive, yet every instinct screamed they were being followed. Commander, whispered Rin, one of the rear guards. I keep hearing footsteps behind us. There's no heat signature, Threx said. But even he didn't believe the readings anymore. Their scanners crackled with interference, static that almost sounded like a voice. They reached the central hangar. The soldiers froze. Rows of human exosuits stood like statues in formation, but every helmet was shattered from the inside out, as if the pilots had tried to escape their own armor. Some suits were slumped forward, some kneeling, others fused to the floor by a glassy black residue. What happened here? One soldier murmured. Threx approached a suit. The visor was spiderwebbed with cracks. Inside, instead of a skull, there was only dust and a smear of something dark pulsing faintly. He stepped back. The smear quivered, alive for a fraction of a second. Then the lights cut out. Total darkness. No glow. No emergency beams. Nothing. Someone screamed. A rifle fired wildly. Threx activated his shoulder lamp, just in time to see Rin get dragged into the fog by nothing. No shape, no outline. Just hands of mist gripping him, pulling him into a gap in the floor that hadn't been there a moment ago. Rin! Rin! The gap sealed instantly, smooth metal as if it had always been part of the ship. Panic rippled through the squad. Thermal scan, Threx barked. We're surrounded, the tech whispered. But I can't see them. I can only see their cold signatures, dozens of them closing in. The metal above them rippled like liquid. Something began crawling across the ceiling. Big. Wrong. Silent. The ceiling lights flickered back on in a stuttering pulse. And for a single heartbeat, Threx saw its shape. Tall, starved, human-shaped, but stretched, twisted as if grown in the dark. and it smiled without a mouth. The ship groaned again. Not mechanical. Hungry. The ones who stayed behind. The creature dropped from the ceiling with a sound like wet cloth tearing. The squad opened fire, but the rounds bent mid-air, rerouted, twisted, absorbed. The thing moved through the bullets like water through fingers. Threx grabbed the nearest soldier and pulled him back. Retreat to the command bridge, move. They ran. Lights flickered violently, casting long distorted shadows that didn't match their bodies. The hallway warped around them. The walls flexed, breathed. Metallic ribs opened and closed like living tissue. The ship wasn't a tomb. It was evolving. Halfway to the bridge, the floor split open beneath two soldiers. Something pale and skeletal shot upward, arms too long, fingers like needles snatching them, dragging them into the vents screaming. Their voices were cut off instantly. Only Threx and 3 soldiers remained. They burst into the bridge. To their horror, it was pristine. Clean consoles, operational screens, not a speck of dust, as if this room alone had never been abandoned. Then the main hologram flickered on by itself. A human man appeared, captain's uniform torn, eyes sunken, face pale as bone. He stared directly at Threx as if he had been waiting. "Welcome aboard," the hologram said. Threx raised his rifle. "Identify yourself." "I am Captain Avery Holt," the hologram replied calmly. "At least, what's left of him." The lights dimmed. The air grew cold. "I warned command not to send help," Holt continued. "We found something in the rift, something alive. It boarded us. It learned us. It consumed us." The hologram glitched. Avery's face stretched, split into static, then reformed. "It uses us now. Our ship, our voices, our memories." Threx felt the temperature drop behind him. "It wants you too," the hologram whispered. One of the soldiers was lifted into the air, the creature, behind him, phasing halfway out of the wall, arms fused with metal, eyes empty. It pulled the soldier inside the wall like clay. The bridge doors sealed shut. The hologram flickered again, showing the dread creature in its full form. Tall, starved, skinned, a parody of the crew it devoured. "You should not have come here," it said, using Avery's voice. One by one, the lights died. Red emergency glow returned. Something wrapped around Threx's ankle. He didn't scream, there wasn't time. The last thing he saw was the hologram smiling, and the vigilant dawn drifting on through the void, waiting for the next curious souls, who would board it and never return.